We couldn't even manage a decent kind of love. Back in those days, the two of us, anyone considered normal, would glance at us sideways with suspicion in their eyes. There is something missing in us. For society, it's something crucial, but for us it never really mattered in that sense. So we could call ourselves properly defective. We are just defective, but we are not defective. The final piece of a puzzle was lost and never found. Because of that, the puzzle will never be complete, but that doesn't mean it's incomplete. What is right is simply what is there as it is. We couldn't forgive anything that seemed proper. The reckless youth of ours was frightening in its own way. We couldn't even see through a single well-made lie and kept being fooled again and again. There's something missing in us. For society, it's something crucial, but for us it never really mattered in that sense. So we could call ourselves properly defective. We are just defective, but we are not defective. The final piece of a puzzle that was lost and never found. Because of that, the puzzle will never be complete, but that doesn't mean it's incomplete. What is right is simply what is there as it is. I don't pretend to be sick, and I don't think I really am. But if I asked for a diagnosis, they'd surely write something in the report. Even when we try to act normal, we can't be normal. We don't know what normal is. With a normal looking face, we go to the station in the morning, ride the train and move forward until sunset. There's something missing in us. For society, it's something crucial, but for us it never really mattered in that sense. We could call ourselves properly defective. We are just defective, but we are not defective. The final piece of a puzzle was lost and never found. Because of that, the puzzle will never be complete, but that doesn't mean it's incomplete. What is right is simply what is there as it is. We When you said you were leaving, I didn't stop you, I had no such right. And besides, it was your freedom. We lived together for a long time, yes, but in all honesty, I could never become you. And what you were thinking as you lived through that time, that is something I could never possibly know. Am I wrong? Would it have been so terrible if you had said something, even a complaint, left with neither affirmation nor denial? Our time is sealed away inside some unnamed box, and that box is pushed deep to the back of a shelf somewhere. You see, I'm no locksmith peering into a keyhole. Doesn't tell me how its mechanism is arranged, and I should admit plainly that carving the key to open it is beyond my capability. And yet I wonder, perhaps many things, it's true, but in the end what I said never exceeded the limits of my own words. How you interpreted them, how you understood them, that too is something I could never possibly know. If I could have, I would have liked to truly, but it lay beyond the reach of what I can do, and likely belongs to a realm far removed from effort itself. Like that thing you used to dislike, I can't recall it now, but yes, that sort of thing, if you think of it that way, that will be enough. You see, I'm no locksmith peering into a keyhole, doesn't tell me how its mechanism is arranged, and I should admit plainly that carving the key to open it is beyond my capability. And yet I wonder, perhaps you were holding that key all along. That hope is why I spoke to you in the first place. A recall requires a simple majority, which means inevitably either you or I must be the one to yield. Of course I have my own rationale, and I assume you possess convictions that cannot be bent, so it was never gonna be a matter resolved without resistance. I wish everything in this world could be divided cleanly in half, but most things resist that symmetry. Isn't that strange? Not only objects, hearts are the same. My heart does not indict you in full, and yet it refuses to absorb all responsibility unconditionally. As I said before, if everything could be handled, the world would be remarkably convenient. But the real problem is the opposite. This world seems engineered to avoid convenience altogether. I don't wanna hurt you, but I cannot accept being the only one who bleeds. And so within this barren span of time where we do nothing but contend, the two of us remain confined. We laugh. After all, we both realized this long ago. As if we were savoring the ending, or perhaps mourning it in advance. Maybe this is a space we share by mutual unspoken consent, as though somewhere inside us we are wishing to remain trapped here together indefinitely. I don't wanna hurt you, but I cannot accept being the only one who bleeds. And so within this barren span of time where we do nothing but contend, the two of us I suppose it's a story from a long time ago. Most likely, at least that was a feeling it gave me. From childhood perhaps, or even an earlier, or maybe quite absurdly from just yesterday. Something you heard only recently. Stories like that are usually that way. Someday someone somewhere. When you begin telling such stories, you have a small habit, you know. So before you even start, I can already anticipate it to some extent. That's said, I won't clap my hands and laugh, saying, ah, here it comes. Oh! What kind of habit, you ask? Even if I told you, would it really mean anything? Habits aren't things one can correct by awareness alone. And besides, I'd rather not deprive myself of that quiet anticipation. Not telling you leaves a bit more pleasure intact. It's simply more convenient that way. Forgive me for digressing right from the start. No, not at all. I do wanna hear it. Please go on. I won't interrupt anymore, and I can't yet see the bottom of the bottle, so I can't afford that much composure. The story you're about to tell is probably from the distant past, isn't it? Very well, I'll listen to it all to the end. I have plenty of time, and there happens to be just enough empty space in my mind. So yes, I truly do have that kind of leeway. An unknown bird flew into the nesting box in the garden and hasn't come out since. Perhaps it laid its eggs there, but I suspect the chicks will hatch, grow up and fly away one by one before I even notice.